blue face pillar, the blade dealer. Make a nigga forfeit, cause I'm the realest. Niggas talking short shit, I need a million.
Big stepper, yeah, bitch I be steppin'. Coolin' kit with the flip switch, bitch that's the weapon. No drama.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access.
This legend bring them sounds at one time.
I'm hard, and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today we're going to be talking about Mr. Mighty Mouse himself. I actually like that nickname for our slot receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson. And I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about how Wan'Dale Robinson can actually break out this 2024 season in his third season after being drafted in the second round in 2022. I actually think he's going to have a heck of a season. And with the addition of Malik Neighbors, who we just picked in this year's draft at number 6, and the offensive linemen that we've signed in free agency, I'm thinking this year that it's going to be between him and maybe Darius Slayton that breaks out this year as far as being a pretty doggone good candidate to be a 1,000-yard receiver this year because of the additions to the offensive line and Malik Neighbors. Now, the DJ detractors on Twitter and everywhere, they're going to be like, oh, you can't do that because you got DJ at quarterback. Man, I'm not here for all that. I'm here to explain on how this team can get better, how this team can move forward, even if they have to move off from Daniel Jones. But let's just say Daniel Jones turns into a competent quarterback and he can get the ball to a Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson showed major flashes last year of being an absolute playmaker on this team. As far as getting him the ball in jet sweeps, quick screens, reverses, out routes, in routes, post routes. I believe this guy can run the full route tree, and I believe this guy has a quickness in his route running that you can't ignore. And also, he's very dangerous with the ball in his hands. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson can really thrive in this offense if this offensive line allows the quarterback, whoever that may be, to have time to get the ball off. And the reason why I say that, when you saw Wan'Dale Robinson last year when they threw him the ball, he has a certain speed element to his game that is very dynamic. C.D. Lamb said it himself, the Dallas Cowboys all-star receiver. He said Wan'Dale Robinson is just a dog and he's faster than you think, and he really is. Like, if we could get the ball to him in open space, he can do some things, man. And he can live up to that second round pick that the New York Giants took him with over receivers such as a George Pickens. In the beginning of his career, everybody was making fun of him because we picked him over George Pickens, who's flashing over there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I believe George Pickens is a heck of a receiver. And he cannot do the things that George Pickens can do, but George Pickens can't do some of the things that Wan'Dale Robinson can do. See, Wan'Dale Robinson is that one of those route runners that this New York Giants team needs in order to open up the field. See, when you have to pay attention to Malik Neighbors now, a Darius Slayton now, a Daniel Bellinger or Theo Johnson or Jalen Hyatt, it opens up the middle of the field for Wan'Dale Robinson. Yes, he's only 5'8", 5'7", 5'8", but the man has shown that he can go up and get the ball He did that against the Packers. He made a heck of a play on a poorly thrown ball by Tommy DeVito. And I just think this kid's just an absolute dog. And when you put another dog with another dog in Malik Neighbors, some good things can happen for you. I'm seeing this guy as a 60 to 70 catch, maybe 1,000-yard receiver this year with about 5 to 6 to 7 touchdowns. Now, the things about Wan'Dale Robinson people do not like, let's talk about the positives and negatives. Let's start with the negatives first. The negatives, if he's only 5'7" to 5'8", small in stature, and he's had an injury history since he's been with the New York Giants. As you know, he hurt his knee in his first season and then tore his ACL coming back in that first season, and then he really didn't get started till like week 4, week 5, maybe even week 6 last season. But if healthy going into the season, which he is right now, he could be a dynamic player. But his height, health, and maybe he's not the red zone threat that many people want a receiver to be in the red zone. I believe that's going to be a major weakness for us going into this season. We got Malik Neighbors and Hodgins. They're going to be pretty good in the red zone. We have to hope Bellinger develops and Theo Johnson develops in the red zone, because I do not believe Jalen Hyatt or Slayton are really red zone threats. And what I mean by red zone threats, when you pass the ball in the red zone, when you're too close to the goal line, that route running comes into effect tremendously. That's why people like Stephon Diggs shine, Devontae Adams shine, Michael Thomas shine before he started getting all his injuries with the Saints. So Wan'Dale Robinson is not going to be that type of receiver. But what he is he's that guy that can move the chains. He's that guy that you could throw to on 3rd and 3 because he routes somebody up in the middle of the field. And if your offensive line is blocking, it's going to be kind of hard to guard a guy like that because you don't know where he's going, because his route running is pretty doggone good. And when your offensive line is holding up, you have time for Wan'Dale Robinson to work into his route, to work into those spaces in the middle of the field. He can get you some first downs to keep those chains moving and keep that clock running and keep your defense fresh and keep that other offense off the field. That's very important. He's also that guy that can make an impact on the game after the catch. As you've seen against the teams like the Rams, teams like the Eagles, definitely that last game of the season against the Eagles, you see the speed that he has. He's like trying to run so fast sometimes that he missteps and starts to stumble a little bit. I don't know if you've seen those cartoons where they're running so fast they feet are kicking up dust before they can get going. So he's one of those guys. He can work on that. I believe he's just so excited getting the ball. He wants to make a play so bad that he stutters a little bit. But when he gets going, that little dude is hard to find and he's hard to tackle. He's like a little jitterbug out there. And that's what he was drafted for. And people, just because he was in the second round, he's got to be this all-world receiver. No, some guys are drafted for a specific reason. And that's why Wan'Dale Robinson was drafted. He was drafted to be an ultimate Cole Beasley type, an ultimate Wes Welker type. He was drafted for that. He was drafted to eat up space in the middle of the field, catch the ball, break tackles, take 5-yard catches and turn them into 30, take 10-yard catches and turn them into 50 because he's so elusive in the middle of the field. He's also that guy they pick to just move the chains. When you need those quick yardage, when you need a quick screen, get the ball in his hands. When you need a jet sweep, just get the ball in his hands and let him work and let him test the gangster of that defense. I love players like that you could just put on the field and you could test the defense's gangster. Are you going to tackle this man today? Because if not, he's going to have a heck of a day. I love players like that. If you can tell by my breakdowns and how I explain receivers and everything, he's that type of guy. You could put him at running back. You could put him in the backfield. You could put him in the slot. Now, is he an outside receiver? No, that's one of the negatives against Wan'Dale Robinson. He's just a little bit too small to be an outside receiver. But that doesn't mean he can't have a major effect on the game. Because if Malik Neighbors is working the outside and Darius Slayton's working the outside, and you have to worry about those guys, and we can catch you in a 2-man and we can get Wan'Dale Robinson one-on-one, or we can catch you in a cover 3 and Wan'Dale Robinson work the middle of the field against your linebacker or a slot corner that's not as agile and can't guard him one-on-one. This dude is going to have a heck of a season, man, as long as he stays healthy. And if this offensive line blocks with the amount of speed that we have on the field with Neighbors, Slayton, Hyatt, Robinson, man, it's going to be a track meet out there. And you're going to be hustling trying to catch up to these guys. And, man, if you miss a tackle on either one of these guys, it's going to be a problem. Now, Slayton and Hyatt are not the tackle breakers that Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors will be. But if you miss a tackle on those guys, it's going to be a problem as well. But Wan'Dale Robinson, I am looking at you this year, Pauls, to really take a major step forward in your career as far as being one of the better slot receivers in the league. I want to see you do that. Because if you do that, we got an offense on our hands, because we can attack you in the mid-range, we can attack you deep, we can attack you on the outside, we can do hitches on the outside, hitches in the middle of the field, we can break tackles. Man, we got so many ways to attack you with this team with the addition of Malik Neighbors. If this offensive line blocks, just be half decent, just be top 20. Let's be 20, 21, 22, somewhere in that area. Let's not be 28 and lower anymore, because if this offensive line gives any quarterback back there time to get the ball to these receivers, I think we're going to have a heck of a year. But it's dependent on that offensive line. It's dependent on the health of people like Malik Neighbors, of people like Wan'Dale Robinson. And Wan'Dale Robinson, my projection for him is at least 60 catches and at least 700 to 800 yards with a couple of touchdowns. I know he's not the red zone threat that you want at the receiver position, but we can line him up in many different areas in the red zone. We can hide him in a slot. We could get him a quick screen. We could get him a jet sweep or do a reverse with him, you know. So he's a multi-talented receiver, and we can use him in a variety of ways. And I just think this kid is going to have one heck of a season, because he has that dog at the receiver position that we need. And in order to release the dogs, we have to protect the quarterback. But if we do that, I believe Wan'Dale Robinson is going to show a lot of people in the NFL that he's a dog, and he can be counted on to be a nice receiver in this league and live up to that second round status that he has with us when we took him in the second round in 2022. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button, and join the Big Blue crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. And again, I'm going to find everybody that's clicking on my merch and not purchasing. I'm telling you, when I find you, you're going to have to deal with me. And it's going to be a major problem. So you better get that merch, man. And say, hey, Big Pat, sorry, I was looking at the merch. I forgot to click to get it. I got me a hat. Send me a picture so I can post it on Twitter and show everybody that you showing support to New York Giants full access with Big Pat Sports Talk. But until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.
Hitting the mic, spitting the facts, coming with full access. Big Pat in the house with giant tactics. Eli's handoff, rapping the classics. 90s beats, we blast this in New York. Big Blue. Where the G-men roam, Super Bowls in the vault, that's the Empire's home. Red, white, and blue, where the legends are grown. Giants full access, this the zone, got the tone.